What's up, YouTube? Today, man, decided to talk about something that I know a lot of people struggle with, and that's lust. L-U-S-T. Most of the people that I ever met at some point in life or currently struggle with lust, and it's something that is one of the 7 deadly sins in the Bible. And lust is one of the sins, right? Most people think of sins as just being acts, but from my personal experience, sins are, your acts are a part of it, but I believe sins to be demons or entities, whichever one you want to go with. That's what I believe them to be. And I believe that lust, we're not really taught how to deal with this stuff, right? I mean, the Bible gives you it's a lot of good stuff in the book, and it's a lot of other books that have a lot of good lessons in them. But as far as being taught in your household about these sins, right? Being taught to be able to identify them within yourself, that's not something that a lot of us have. We don't have people that really are aware of the importance of dealing with these energies head on. I've had my fair share of experiences with lust, and I still have run-ins with it. So it's one of those things that we all fight, but sometimes you wouldn't even know that that's a battle that you should be fighting, because you will be under the impression that you're young, so your hormones is changing and raging, so you gotta be out here being intimate with this person and that person, and you think it's a part of your nature. But there is an aspect of nature there, but there's also something else that's at play, and I believe that that's what most people deal with in private, right? So, like, let's say you watch P-O-R-N, right? Because I don't know if I can say that or not. But let's say you watch that kind of stuff, and you do whatever you do when you watch it, right? You would think that that's normal. You would think that that's okay, and you would think that everything's good. You can continue to do that, but it's not good. What happens is, I know, because when I was younger, I participated, right? I was exposed to a lot of wickedness, as a child, and not that I had a bad life, but you just live in this world. So what happens is you start to be okay with feeding those spirits when they tell you that they're hungry, right? With that one in particular, when it starts saying, "Hey, I'm hungry," right? Hungry, you just change a couple of letters around and turn to something else, right? When it start turning up on you, you be ready to go ahead and go scratch that itch, and then after you scratch that itch, you temporarily be satisfied, but then you never really quench your thirst. You got to go back and you got to continue to scratch that itch. You got to always feed it. It's a pit that is extremely challenging to get out of, because you become so comfortable and content with being in that space, right? That satisfaction, right? You're looking for that ease. You're looking for that feel good, and it offers you that, right? So whenever you go and get on your phone or your tablet, whatever you do, and you get to doing whatever you're doing, you feeding those spirits your life force, your energy. That's what you're doing. You giving them that. They right there waiting on you. They waiting on you. And man, it's something that I believe that we should prioritize. We should really be a lot more. We should be a lot more. I gotta use the right word. We should be a lot more concerned with the effects of these spirits and entities, right? And the ways that they play out in our life, but not only our life, our kids' life. Because ultimately, whatever we deal with, it'll end up jumping onto our kids, and they'll end up dealing with it if we never become aware of the issue that's at hand. So it's a lot of issues at hand, but this is just one of them. So I want to speak to the one that I'm aware. Excuse me. I know everybody deal with all of them, but that one is a big one because you can almost run into anybody and they dealing with it, man, in some way, shape, or form. But you gotta wanna go past that space, right? As a male, you shouldn't sexualize women, but because you participate in PORN, you start looking at women more so as objects than actual beings. And for females, I'm not a female, so I can only try to guess what kind of experience you have. Y'all are set up completely different. But for males, I know that from experience, you start only seeing women in the light of what you was watching whenever you was pleased. So your eyes be on that. When you see them, you start really violating them in ways because you don't respect. You ain't learned to respect the privacy of permission or somebody's, the privacy of a person, man. I mean, maybe that didn't make sense what I said, but I know what I'm trying to say. Let me make sure I say it. People cross boundaries that they shouldn't cross. You shouldn't see somebody and then start envisioning yourself being with them. You crossing the boundary. You shouldn't lust after people. You should not see somebody and say, oh man, she probably got that good, that fire. Like, no, that's not okay. But a lot of people do that in private. They do it because you're doing it in your mind. Even if you're not doing it like out loud, you're still doing it in your mind. And then it's like, no, that's not okay. Don't sexualize people. Don't turn them into objects because they're not objects. And this is something I had to learn. I was young when I had to learn this. But I'm so thankful that I wanted to get past that space. Like, something ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Like, every experience you have with a woman don't always have to be taken to that. You know what I'm saying? You don't always gotta, oh man, you shouldn't. Did she give you permission to experience her in that way? Or you just went straight to doing that in your mind? A lot of people do that. And that's not okay, man. So if you participate in lust, which I know most of y'all, if you made it this far, most of y'all do, stop. You should not, don't just stop because you're scared that you're gonna go to hell. Don't go to church and think that you won't battle with it no more because you got baptized and you gave your life to Christ. No, man, you got to change in your heart. You got to really change it. You can go to church and look like you saved and all that, but when you at home in your room, male or female, boy, you might get it in. You might be getting it in with them demons, but yet you gotta go, whoo, wipe your face, man. Oh man, that's, whew, that was had me an experience. Okay, I can't do that no more. We can't do that. We gotta stop doing that because when we do that, we end up falling too deep into that, man. And next thing I know, I gotta scratch that itch 3-4 times a day. And it's like, no, don't scratch that itch at all. Learn to discipline yourself. Learn to say no to yourself. That's something that a lot of people struggle with. A lot of people don't deny themselves, and that's something that everybody should practice. You should practice saying no to yourself. Self-denial. You gotta deny yourself, your flesh, right? I'm not gonna blame you're not a victim to your flesh because you're really okay with everything that's going on, and you gotta not be okay with certain stuff. Don't do it because I'm saying it. Do it because you feel that inkling in you that's telling you this ain't right when you go to do it, but yet you push past that and you do it. You do it because of that. Do it because you just want to be better. Do it because you know that, dang man, what I'm doing really ain't right. Do it because you want to be a better person. Do it for your kids. Do it for your son and your daughter that you may have one day. Like, really go within yourself and make these conscious decisions to abstain, to be done with these type of acts. You don't have to participate in that stuff, man. You're not always supposed to release that sexual energy. Sometimes it's supposed to be held back. Somebody interrupted my video. My bad. Sometimes it's supposed to be held back. It's not always supposed to be fed or given to. So deny yourself. I know this might be something that make people uncomfortable. You may not like the fact that I'm talking about, you know, the demons that we deal with in this world, or that a lot of people are dealing with within themselves, right? I'm not perfect, so I strive for perfection, though. Even though I'm not perfect, may not ever be perfect, but I still strive towards it. I believe that everybody should strive towards perfection, no matter what, no matter who you is, race, religion, it don't matter, male, female, it, they, he, she, it does not matter. You should strive towards perfection within your own life, you know, and then by you being that change that you want to see in the world, your world around you start to change. Your life starts to change. Your relationships get better. You get better. You start, other things start to reveal themselves to you. So you got to really, if you're going to be on this journey of salvation, I would say, or faith, right? This journey of faith, if you're going to be on that, this is what you got to deal with. This is some of the stuff that comes with it, you know, self-sacrificing. You got to be willing to give up what feels good, you know. You got to be able to be done with this stuff. So that's all I got for y'all today. My next video I'll be making, I guess in 2 more days. Ain't no telling, it might feel good and make one tomorrow, but as of now, you know, that's what I got planned. I'm thankful, man. I'm blessed. Every day is a blessing. Every moment is a blessing. You know, make sure you know, wake up and you see your blessings. You know, just the fact that you woke up, that's a blessing within itself. So y'all make sure y'all do that. That's it for the day. Eternal Quest. Hey, you know, that's what we on. So get with it.